Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Busfare here, and I know that a lot of people wanted to see this deck build that I have for my blue-green Merfolk deck. This is a deck that I've been building ever since they wiped the servers, the closed beta servers, the first time. So this is not exactly a complete deck, but for those who are starting off in the game, this is something that you can build yourself. Because I'm slowly building this up. I know a lot of cards might come out, a lot of cards might go in, but right now this is what I have because of the pulls that I've been getting and what I've been building using my wild cards and stuff like that. So I'm going to go through the deck and just explain a couple of the cards and a couple of the combos. Now we have Miscloaked Herald. He's a one blue drop, so he's a 1/1 monster that he can't be blocked. He's really good for putting out on the field first turn, getting that one piece of damage in. You could pump him up using any of the abilities of the other Merfolk, and basically you have a free attacking monster. Now he doesn't have hex proof, so he is susceptible to getting destroyed by card effects and stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, he can't be blocked, so he's just like free damage. Next card we have is Jade Bearer. It's a 1 green drop. When Jade Bearer enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on another target Merfolk you control. This is just another nice 1 drop. I don't put her out on the field by herself. I like to put her out when I have somebody else on the field, like Kumena's Speaker or Miscloaked Herald, or if I just need to buff somebody up mid to late game. The next card we have is Kumena's Speaker. This is the pretty much staple you have to have 4 of this card. This is a staple card. It's a 1 drop. Kumena's Speaker gets +1/+1 as long as you control another Merfolk or an island. So if you have an island mana on the field, or you have a Merfolk on the field, it becomes a 2/2. So it's really good for a first turn drop. Second turn, you pretty much play another monster, or you play a creature, or you play another island, and then she becomes 2/2. So you get to get 2 damage off the next turn. Now the next card we're gonna go over is River Sneak. I want to run 4 of this card, but right now I only have 2. River Sneak cannot be blocked, just like Miscloaked Herald. Whenever another Merfolk enters the battlefield under your control, River Sneak gets +1/+1 until end of the turn. This is a really good card because it can't be blocked. It also buffs itself up if you start putting out Merfolks on the field. It also gets really buffed well with the later card that I'm going to be talking about. The next card, which I need 4 of, I only have 2 of right now, is Deeproot Elite. Whenever another Merfolk enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target Merfolk you control. This is a really good card, definitely if you can get it early game, because you can just drop this second turn, and then every Merfolk you put out on the field, basically you just keep buffing and buffing and buffing. This is a really good card, guys. I advise every Merfolk deck to pretty much run this. It's a really nice combo. We're going to get to that a little bit later. And then I have Merfolk Branchwalker. When Merfolk Branchwalker enters the battlefield, it explores. Now, Explorer is a term that I'm kind of getting used to. I haven't exactly, I can't just give you the expert advice on what exploring is. But basically, what you're going to do with exploring is you look at the top of your deck. If it is a creature, you can either leave it there or you could drop into the graveyard. If you decide to drop it into the graveyard, it will get +1/+1. The Merfolk Branchwalker, I mean, the monster that you explored with will get +1/+1. If it is a mana, it will just come straight to your hand and you will not get the +1/+1. Now, like I said, I'm pretty new to this game, but I'm only going based off of what I've seen after playing this. They don't exactly tell you what exploring does. If you just look at the card itself, you would have to, I guess, have to go to a manual or look online to see exactly what exploring does, but I'm just going based off of what I've seen every time I try to use Explore. Now we have Merfolk Mistbinder. We have 2 of these. I want to go up to 4 with this. Every other Merfolk you you control has +1/+1. It's a nice 2 drop. I like to play this pretty much mid to late game. This is one of those cards that I like to get middle of the game, maybe around turn 4, turn 5, when I already set up my board, and I can just drop this to give everybody else +1/+1. Or if I just, you know, for style points, you know, last turn, just drop it on the field, everybody gets +1/+1. Now, I am running Rift Herald Boon. I would actually switch this card out for something else, but for right now, this is what I'm using because this is just the card that I have. Rift Herald's Boon put a +1/+1 counter on target creature and a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target Merfolk. Now, you, like it says, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. It can be any creature, doesn't have to be a Merfolk, but the second time you put a counter on something, it has to be a Merfolk. Now, this is a really good card if you want to just overpower your opponent. If you want to catch somebody off guard, if they try to use a lightning blast or anything like that to destroy your monster, you could put a +1/+1 on it to dodge the, dodge the destruction. It's an instant card, so if your opponent tries to fight you and you block and then you activate River Herald's Boon and then they just sit there and like, oh crap, I'm dead, but you're still alive, it's really good for stuff like that. Like I said before, this is just a card that I'm using for right now until I can find something else I want to put in its place. Next card we have is Shauna's Wayfinder. This is a 3-drop using 1 green and just whatever other colorless. When Shauna's Wayfinder enters the battlefield, it explores. Simple as that. As soon as it hits the battlefield, it explores. So you get to either keep a card on top of your deck or drop it into the graveyard, or if it ends up being a mana card, you can get it to your hand. So it's easy to come out as a 3/3 if you explore right. Next you have Vineshaper Mystic. When Vineshaper Mystic enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target Merfolk you control. Really good for the mid-late game. It's a 3-drop, it's 1 green and 2 colorless. You could drop this turn 3, turn 4, and buff up whatever monsters you have already been setting up. It's just a really solid card. Next is Jade Light Ranger. I want to get 4 of these. When Jade Light Ranger enters the battlefield, it explores and then it explores again. It's able to hit 4/2, it's able to hit 4/3 if you explore good enough. If you end up hitting an island, you will not get that +1/+1. But if you see a monster that you pretty much, a creature that you don't really need, you can either drop it into the graveyard or keep it on top of the library. You get to do that up to 2 times. So that's really good for getting exactly what you need. It basically comes out as a 4/3 and it's really solid for a 3-drop. The next card, and the card that I love in this deck, and is the reason why I'm pretty much playing this deck, is Deep Root Waters. It's an enchantment. Whenever you cast a Merfolk spell, create a 1/1 blue Merfolk creature token with hexproof. Hexproof means that it cannot be targeted, or it cannot be the target of a spell, enchantment, or pretty much any kind of creature spell or any kind of non-land permanent or anything like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm still trying to get my vocabulary down for this game. But pretty much hexproof means that you just can't touch the card. I believe maybe mass destruction can destroy it, but it can't be targeted, if I remember correctly. Now, the reason why I love this card is because whenever you cast a Merfolk spell, which pretty much all the creatures are spells, every card is a spell pretty much. So let's say you drop Deep Root Waters, and then you play, like Commander Speaker. You're gonna get a +1/+1. You're gonna get a 1/1 blue Merfolk creature with hexproof, and yeah, if you have Deep Root Elite, when you summon him out on the field, then you're going to get when you cast it, it's not gonna hit the battlefield just yet. When you cast it, you're gonna get a +1/+1 blue Merfolk. But if Deep Root Elite's already on the field, and you have Deep Root Waters on the field, then if you play Commander Speaker, you're gonna get a 1/1 blue Merfolk with hexproof, and then you're gonna get the effect of Deep Root Elite, 1 for Commander Speaker and 2 for the token that was summoned by the Deep Root Waters. So you're automatically gonna get +2/+2 on anybody, or +1/+1 on whatever monsters you want to put it on. But you're gonna get that up to 2 times. I try to stack this up to 2 times. You're gonna see a video of me, playing the deck and seeing exactly what it does. But yeah, I mean, Deep Root Waters, pretty much you just get to swarm the field and you can block with all those 1/1 blue Merfolk. But with those creature tokens with hexproof, what I like to do is I like to buff up those creatures with hexproof, because most likely they will never be destroyed because they're going to be too powerful and they're going to have hexproof. So there's going to be really no way of stopping them. Next is Tempest Caller. I'm only running this at 1. I think it only needs to be run at 1. When Tempest Caller enters the battlefield, tap all creatures target opponent controls. So pretty much all your opponent's target creatures will go in, will be tapped, meaning that they cannot block you. I use this as the game ender. I will not use this as any kind of way of just putting something on the field just to block or whatever or attack. No, this is the card I drop when I know I'm going to go for a game. When I have my field full of tokens and buffed monsters, I drop Tempest Caller, everybody gets tapped, and then I go straight for the kill. Next is Forerunner of the Heralds. I run 4 of this card. I'm seeing a lot of decks that don't run it, like a lot of finished decks that don't run it, and I mean, I can understand why. But when Forerunner of the Heralds enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a Merfolk card, reveal it, then shuffle your library and put that card on top of it. Whenever the Merfolk enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on the Forerunner of the Heralds. Now, this is a really good card, mainly for the fact that even though it's a late game card, it allows you to search out for another card. Now, usually what I do is the old school toolbox is Forerunner goes into Forerunner, into Forerunner, into Forerunner, into whatever card I need. Or I'll go Forerunner into whatever card I need. But I usually try to go for a Forerunner into another Forerunner, just in case this Forerunner gets destroyed. I'll have another Forerunner that'll be able to search out for another one. Now, I play this card because, of course, if you have deep root waters on the field, and then you play Forerunner of the Heralds onto the field, you will then get a token, and you won't get a token, you won't get the buff for Forerunner, but you will be able to search out for another Forerunner. And then next turn when you play that Forerunner, you will also get the token from Deep Root Waters. You will get the buff from Forerunners being, you know, having a Merfolk enter the field, and then you would get one for having the token out on the field, and you get buffed up really fast. It gets really insane after a while. I'm only running 10 islands, 14 forests, but this was what the game suggested to me. Now, we'll most likely substitute this in for a blue-green mana or something like that. I'm still trying to get used to the game, so I'm not exactly sure how I would run the mana, but this is what I have so far. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to put up another deck, another battle with me and another guy that we've been playing against, and you can see how it runs. I will link the video in the comment section. I'm not the comment section, the description section. Sorry, I'm so used to playing. I'm so not used to playing Magic the Gathering, so I'm just stumbling over myself. I feel like I'm trying to talk as if I know what I'm talking about, but at the same time I don't know what I'm talking about. It's kind of hard to explain. But thank you guys for watching the videos. I know I'm not putting any more Yu-Gi-Oh content, but I do like Magic the Gathering. Right now I am playing Magic the Gathering Arena because it's very accessible to me. I'm not exactly playing the actual card game because I don't exactly have the money to be doing that right now. But thank you guys for all hanging out. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out, everybody.